The U.S. is collecting billions of dollars in tariffs, but could some of that money soon be going to U.S. farmers? I'm Clinton Griffiths. That is one of the ideas being considered in order to get aid to farmers. AgDay's Michelle Rook joins me. And Michelle, the idea is coming from House Ag Committee Chair G.T. Thompson.
Right, Clinton. Chairman Thompson wants to include those farm aid payments as part of a Farm Bill 2.0. He says a framework is already underway with the goal of committee action in September. But Senate Ag Committee Chair John Boozman is also considering aid through the Commodity Credit Corporation because he says it's more immediate. This comes after farmers in his home state of Arkansas met with lawmakers to ask for help. The chairs of the Ag Committee are considering aid for farmers with historically low grain prices and tariffs of up to 23% on U.S. soybeans, keeping China out of the export market. That may dictate another market facilitation program, says ASA Steve Sensky on Unscripted.
I think unless we can get things turned around with China, we're going to be in that position again.
Farmers in the Dakotas and Minnesota are already seeing $8 soybeans with no China business, but whether MFP is warranted is tied to the timing of a China deal.
By the time, even if harvest has already started, if we can get the wheels moving, it will be a lot better than what I think we saw in 2019. 2018-19. So I think it's a little bit early to be talking about MFP payments.
And the American Soybean Association echoes that position.
But we have not been publicly calling for another MFP type program. Our priority has been on let's get a deal with China on soybeans, because again, having that market is what soybean farmers want.
In fact, Sensky says MFP payments are just a band-aid to help farmers survive for another year.
And no farmer wants to be dependent on getting his or her income from the government or from the mailbox, rather than from the marketplace.
Plus, MFP payments have had and will have unintended consequences.
But longer term, any form of government assistance like that gets capitalized into land rents and land values, and that has consequences as well for farmers.
Still, both House and Senate Ag Committee chairs agree farm aid is needed. Boozman is looking at the CCC rather than tariff revenue because he says other solutions will take too long. And Sensky agrees there's more urgency than in 2018.
I think it's more serious today, and that's because prices were higher back in 2018 and 2019. We were starting out, I think farmers were starting out from a better position. Not only did you have prices higher, but your inputs were not as expensive.
And so farmers may not be able to withstand the pain of a trade war like they did in 2018. I'm Michelle Rook reporting for AgDay.